just over 42%. That is how much value one popular Chinese SUV lost in a single year on the Australian market. Let me put that in plain language. A car that rolled out of the showroom brand new was worth less than 60 cents in every dollar before the owner even got to their first Rego renewal. In plain Australian terms, that is not depreciation. That is a car quietly bleeding out in the driveway while the owner has no idea. A story like this plays out across owner forums and trade encounters right across the country. A buyer walks into a dealership, falls in love with the styling and the price tag, signs the finance, and drives away thinking they have found a bargain. 12 months later, they go to trade it in, and the offer on the table is thousands less than what they still owe. The math simply does not work, and by then, it is too late to walk away. That is not an outlier. That is the documented reality of Chinese SUV depreciation in Australia right now. In February 2026, more new cars sold in this country came from China than from any other nation on Earth, pushing Japan into second place for the first time in almost 30 years. 10 new car brands have entered Australia since 2020, and 9 of those 10 are Chinese. By May of this year, roughly 1 in every 3 new cars delivered to an Australian driveway was built in China. Today I am counting down 10 of the biggest resale traps hitting Australian SUV owners right now, ranked from bad to absolutely brutal. By the end, you will know exactly which vehicles and which buying habits are quietly destroying resale value in this country. You will know the real dollar cost, not the marketing brochure story. And you will know what to do differently before you sign anything. Stick with me to the end, because the number 1 spot on this list affects almost every SUV owner watching this, whether they realize it yet or not. I am Mark Petrelli, former auction house valuer. No badge loyalty. Nobody paying me a cent. Every claim in this video is sourced to wholesale auction data, trade-in trend reports, official VFACTS new vehicle sales figures, and public resale analysis from Redbook and Cars Guide. Before we get into it, hit subscribe. I spent years standing in auction yards watching what cars actually sell for, not what a dealer tells you they are worth. I want Aussies to see those real numbers before they sign a trade-in form. Right. Let us go from bad to absolutely brutal. Coming in at number 10, the early BYD Atto 3. This was one of the first mainstream Chinese electric SUVs to really land with Australian buyers. Rapid price cuts on newer Atto variants have quietly gutted the resale value of the earlier ones. The early 2024 model has recorded a 1-year depreciation rate of just under 36%. That is not depreciation. That is the market quietly telling you something the dealer never will. On a car that cost around $45,000 drive away, that is close to a 5-figure mistake in raw dollar terms within 12 months. Up next is a problem that is not really one brand's fault at all. Coming in at number 9, older and entry-level electric vehicles as a category. This is not one car, it is almost the entire early EV market. Frequent manufacturer price cuts, especially from Tesla, combined with rapidly improving new models, are making last year's EV feel obsolete within months. Analysts tracking 2025 and 2026 sales data have flagged EVs depreciating faster than petrol cars across this exact window. Owners who bought early, thinking they were ahead of the curve, are now the ones absorbing the steepest resale hit. If you bought an EV in the last 2 years purely because it felt cutting edge, this one should worry you. Coming in at number 8, the 2022 Tesla Model Y. This was the car that made electric SUVs mainstream in Australia. Aggressive price reductions on the newer Model Y have hammered resale on the older ones. The 2022 Model Y rear-wheel drive has recorded a depreciation rate of just under 49%, almost half its value gone. That is not a typo. That is nearly half of what the original owner paid, gone in a period most people still consider their car brand new. Coming in at number 7, small and entry-level Chinese SUVs bought purely on launch year hype. This is the pattern, not one specific model. Buyers paying close to full sticker price for a brand new nameplate get burned when a facelift or a price cut lands 12 months later. Some of the leading Chinese manufactured models are dropping in value by upwards of 40% in just over a year, according to recent car loan and depreciation analysis. In plain Australian terms, being first in line for a new badge in this market is now one of the most expensive positions a buyer can be in. Number 6 is where the story shifts, because this one has nothing to do with China at all. Coming in at number 6, premium petrol, SUVs, cars like the Audi Q7 and similar rivals. Rising running costs and tighter household budgets are pushing buyers away from thirsty premium SUVs faster than the market average. According to Redbook's own valuation data, premium SUVs are now losing value faster than electric vehicles and faster than the overall market. This one ranks above the Chinese EV entries on this list because the trend is accelerating, not stabilizing, and the running cost pressure behind it is not going away anytime soon. Quick favor before we hit the top 6. If this is genuinely useful, give the like button a tap. The top 6 picks are where the real money disappears, and I want the algorithm to push this video to as many Aussies as possible before they sign. Cheers. On we go. Coming in at number 5, the Renault Koleos. This is a mid-size SUV going head-to-head with the RAV4 and the X-Trail, without the brand trust to back it up. Documented listing price analysis shows the Koleos retains around 63% of its value after year 1, then drops to just over 50% of its original price by year 3. Roughly comparable to losing half your purchase price for a car, doing exactly the same school run as its Japanese rivals. Stick with me, because number 4 is a small SUV with an even worse third-year drop. Coming in at number 4, the Jeep Compass. On paper, this competes with cars like the Suzuki Vitara, but the resale numbers are nowhere close. By the third year of ownership, the Compass retains only around 49% of its value, according to listing price analysis from Cars Guide's data team. This ranks worse than the Koleos, despite a similar first-year figure, because the third-year drop is steeper, and third-year value is what most trade-in offers are actually built on. Coming in at number 3, Chery Tiggo 4 and Tiggo 7 Pro buyers who financed near full sticker price. This is where it stops being uncomfortable and starts being genuinely dangerous. Financing a Chinese SUV near full retail price locks a buyer into loan repayments against a car that could be worth well under half of that within a year. The Tiggo 7 Pro has recorded a 1-year depreciation rate of just over 42%, the steepest documented rate among mainstream models sold here. For a buyer who financed the full amount, this is not just a bad resale story, it is a genuine negative equity trap, owing more than the car is worth with years of repayments still ahead. Coming in at number 2, anyone who bought a used SUV in 2023 or 2024 and is pricing it from memory today. This one is not about a specific car. It is about a specific mistake sellers are making right now. Analysts are explicitly warning 2026 sellers that pricing from memory is the single biggest error in this market, because buyers are no longer comparing used cars only against other used cars. In plain Australian terms, that used SUV you think is worth what your mate's similar car sold for 2 years ago is now being cross-shopped against a brand new Chinese model at the exact same number, with a full warranty attached. And topping the list at number 1, the entire mainstream used SUV segment, every 2 to 4-year-old volume seller currently sitting in a driveway or a dealer yard. Layer 1, the brand level problem. In February 2026, China became Australia's number 1 source country for new vehicles for the first time in almost 30 years, overtaking Japan with 22,362 vehicles sold from China in that single month alone, against 21,671 from Japan. That is not a slow shift. That is documented, and it happened almost overnight in market terms. Layer 2, the product level problem. By May of this year, Chinese manufactured vehicles, including China-built Tesla and Polestar models, accounted for roughly 1 in 3 of every new car delivered in this country. Every one of those cars is brand new, heavily discounted, loaded with modern technology, and sitting at the exact same price point as a 2 to 4-year-old used SUV. Layer 3, the structural and regulatory layer. This shift has happened fast enough that 10 entirely new car brands have entered the Australian market since 2020, and 9 of those 10 are Chinese. Regulators and industry bodies are still catching up to warranty transparency and after-sales support standards across this many new entrants in such a short window, and that uncertainty itself weighs on resale confidence. Layer 4, the support and network layer. A 2 to 4-year-old used SUV is not just competing on price anymore. It is competing against brand new metal with a fresh factory warranty, competitive finance offers, and a dealer network racing to build out servicing and parts availability across the country. Layer 5, the compression. Picture a 2-year-old SUV sitting on a driveway with a for sale sign in the window, and right next to it, a brand new Chinese SUV on a dealer forecourt with a longer warranty, sitting at the exact same asking price. That is the entire used car market in this country right now, whether sellers have noticed it yet or not. If you are planning to sell a 2 to 4-year-old SUV in the next 12 months, do this today. Go and look up what a brand new equivalent Chinese model is currently listed for, not what your car sold for 2 years ago. That single check will tell you more about your real trade-in value than any online estimator. You are now the informed buyer who knows something most Australians walking into a showroom today do not. So there they are. Number 10, early Auto 3 buyers already down close to 5 figures. Number 9, older EVs quietly going stale against newer stock. Number 8, the Model Y that lost almost half its value. Number 7, launch year hype cars nobody warned you about. Number 6, premium petrol, SUVs, bleeding faster than EVs now. Number 5, the Koleos losing half its worth by year 3. Number 4, the Compass dropping even harder. Number 3, Tiggo buyers stuck in a negative equity trap. Number 2, sellers pricing from memory and getting undercut. Number 1, the entire used SUV market getting reset underneath everyone's feet. My honest takeaway, and it is the same one I always give. None of these cars are evil in themselves. They are just priced and marketed in a way most buyers were never warned about. Informed buyers always win in this market. Uninformed ones pay for it later at trade-in time. Remember that under Australian consumer law, every new car sold here still comes with consumer guarantees around quality and durability, regardless of which country it was built in. So know your rights before you sign anything. The market has moved fast, and the only real defense is checking real numbers before you commit, not trusting a brochure or a friendly salesperson. So before you buy or sell your next SUV, go and check what the direct brand new equivalent is currently listed for. Have you bought a Chinese SUV in the last 2 years and watched the trade-in offers come in lower than expected? Have you tried to sell a used SUV recently and found yourself quietly undercut by a brand new model at the same price? Or are you sitting on a car right now wondering if today is the day you should just walk away from a private sale and take a dealer offer instead? Drop your stories in the comments, the honest ones, the painful ones, the I should have watched this 6 months ago ones. All welcome. If this helped, give it a like. Hit subscribe for more straight-shooting Aussie car advice, and I will see you in the next one. Drive safe. And remember, in this market, your car isn't losing value while you sleep. It's losing value while a brand new one rolls off the same boat.